Welcome, family and friends, to this special celebration of life, honoring Frau Koopman. We welcome each and every one of you to join us in sharing some wonderful memories of our beloved teacher and friend.
It goes without saying, but if you have a cell phone on at this time, please turn it off. No texting, no taking phone calls, any of that fun stuff that we love to do during important ceremonies.
We would now like to welcome Liz Dodds.
Good evening. In January, nominations were due for Fresno Unified Teacher of the Year. With fear and trembling because she didn't like the spotlight, I nominated Koopman, whom I had known since I was a German teacher many years ago. Many of these students here could have written the same nomination that I wrote. I'd like to read just a few selections from that nomination paper. Koopman is so much more than a German teacher. She is a life teacher and a mentor for students and other teachers. She has taught for over 30 years and she remembers it all. She remembers students and fellow teachers, counselors and administrators from every year of her teaching career. If a student is in her class is not learning, Dorina does not blame the student, but rather she digs deep inside herself to determine other ways to reach the student. Dorina also possesses a sharp sense of humor, which she uses to advantage in relating to her students. Dorina does not simply teach German. She teaches students to believe in themselves, to strive to do better, and to become better persons for having taken German from her. As you all know, on March 3rd, Dorina was named High School Teacher of the Year.
Hello, I'm Ross Todd. I'm the one who presented her with the speech on the day she was honored with the Teacher of the Year Award. We have many inspirations in our life, whether it be Superman or our loving parents, who have enabled us to go the extra mile and do our best. One of my inspirations is Frau Koopman. Inspiring, determined, and encouraging are all words that come to mind when I think of her. Her push for success attitude has always helped me and many others move forward and do our best. Throughout my 4 years in her German class, no matter how hard or how much trouble I was having in her class or any other class, she has always told me to continue, to work hard, no matter how long it takes. As a freshman, I was a bit intimidated by the whole Bullard experience, but soon I found the person that made me feel welcome, and that was German 2 with Frau Koopman. Her style of teaching was very active, and I found myself totally engaged. Soon, I was an active member of the class, and during my 3rd year, I participated in the annual German class, one in the fall and one in the spring. Every year, Ms. Koopman writes, produces, and directs a play based on a German fairy tale or novel, which her students perform in front of a live audience. As frightened as I was during the first performance, I have never missed participating. And I feel that I gained a lot of confidence, not only as a German speaker, but also as a person. 4 years later, I am thrilled to be able to come here in front of all of you and honor her as she is presented the Teacher of the Year Award. May she continue to push us forward so that we will not only succeed in German, but so that we will continue to grow and become successful leaders in the future.
We would now like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Michael Hansen, the Superintendent of the Fresno Unified School District.
Good evening. I, like the first few speakers or 2 speakers, am honored to be here tonight to celebrate one of Fresno Unified's finest. Dorina Koopman, as Liz just said, was more than a German teacher, was a teacher of life, and that thing really does matter tonight, because as you look at the students, and I was watching former students walk in tonight, you all know what that means. I was taken aback at the Teacher of the Year ceremony this year. Dorina stood up to speak. She was secure, calm, confident, all those things that you would expect. What struck me was not so much her demeanor, but was a line she used. She was thanking everyone, and she said, "Thank you to my students, because they teach me every day how to teach them." They teach me every day how to teach them. These are very powerful words, not frequently used, very difficult to do, thus Teacher of the Year. Dorina understood very clearly that education is a uniquely human endeavor. It doesn't work if there's not a deep personal relationship between the two involved. She did this primarily, building these relationships by listening first. Listening for what her students need so that she could teach them that much better. Our challenges are great, not just in our district, in our city, our state, and our nation, but on our planet. Our challenges are great. But if we all just take one page out of Dorina Koopman's playbook, we can get that much better, that much more quickly at inspiring our kids to achieve whatever it is they dream for. This, in fact, is her legacy. We are truly fortunate to have had Dorina as one of our colleagues. Her students, current, as you see, and most impressively, her former students are a beautiful testament to an educator who harnessed all the power at her disposal to bring this community a well-educated populace. She gave to this Bullard community in the city of Fresno the gift of education that will continue for years to come. Thank you.
We would now like to call up a very special person to us, Frau.
Meine liebe Dorina, 35 years ago, you were a young teacher, student teacher at Tenaya, and I was an even younger and very naive 7th grader. You came into my life in the subtlest of ways. They didn't quite know what to do with this native speaker, so they moved me out of Mr. Reich's class into your 9th grade class. Little did I know then that this single decision would impact my life in the most profound way. It was the beginning of a wonderful, dear, and unconditional relationship. You subsequently became my teacher at Bullard, and it was here that our relationship blossomed from teacher to mentor to friend. You took a special interest in me. You always led me out of my comfort zone. Even in your absence, you're still managing to do so. But most importantly, Dorina, you continuously encouraged me, and I knew that I could always count on you for the truth, however difficult it may have been to hear. 35 years later, being in your classroom, in the comfort of Dinah Kinder, I realized the lessons you taught me are the very lessons you taught them. You inspired us to challenge ourselves and those around us, to seek the answers for ourselves, and to persevere in the face of challenge. You demanded that we think for ourselves. You showed us that working collaboratively, more could be accomplished and gained, and you encouraged us to think of others and reach out to them. Dorina, you taught by example. You yourself lived this way. Even in your illness, you stayed true to your beliefs, never compromising. Sometimes it was frustrating being your student and your friends, because you never spared us the truth. Danke. You expected much of us, but even more of yourself. You convinced us that the best way may not always be the easiest way. You inspired us to believe in ourselves by simply believing in us. What a novel idea. For you, every day